We all wear masks. Sometimes it feels safer, easier to be what others expect. I remember a young woman, Sarah, brilliant and kind, yet hiding her true self. She pursued a career her parents chose, a life that looked perfect from the outside. Inside, she felt a gnawing emptiness. Sarah's story isn't unique. Many of us chase external validation, seeking approval instead of authenticity. We fear judgment, rejection, so we conform, even if it means silencing our own voice, dimming our own light. But beneath these masks, our true selves yearn to break free. This yearning is the first step. It's a whisper, a flicker of discontent. It tells us something isn't right, that we're living out of alignment with our core values, our deepest desires. This discomfort is a catalyst for change, an invitation to embark on a journey of self-discovery. This journey requires courage. It means facing our fears, shedding the masks, and embracing vulnerability. It means choosing authenticity over approval, choosing to live a life true to ourselves, even if it means standing alone. It's a journey worth taking, for it leads to a life of meaning, purpose, and deep-seated joy. Unmasking the authentic self is a process of deep introspection. It's about peeling back the layers of societal conditioning, the expectations we've internalized over time. It's about rediscovering our core values, the beliefs that lie at the heart of who we are. Introspection can take many forms. Journaling allows us to explore our thoughts and feelings, to identify patterns and recurring themes. Mindfulness practices help us become present, to observe our inner landscape without judgment. Honest conversations with trusted friends can offer valuable insights and perspectives. The key is to create space for stillness, for quiet reflection. In the silence, we can hear our inner voice more clearly. We can begin to distinguish between the voices of others and the voice of our own authentic self. This is the voice of our intuition, our inner compass, guiding us towards a life of purpose and meaning. Remember, this is a journey, not a destination. There's no finish line, no perfect state of authenticity. It's an ongoing process of self-discovery, of learning and growing. It's about embracing the fullness of who we are, imperfections and all. Our inner compass is our guide. It's the voice of our intuition, our gut feeling, our deepest knowing. It points us in the right direction, even when our minds are clouded with doubt and fear. Learning to trust this inner compass is essential for living a life of purpose. The first step is to pay attention. Notice the subtle whispers, the intuitive nudges. Pay attention to your body's signals, your emotional responses. These are all messages from your inner compass, guiding you towards what feels right and true. Sometimes, fear can drown out the voice of our intuition. We might be afraid to take risks, to step outside our comfort zones. But courage is about feeling the fear and doing it anyway. It's about trusting that inner voice, even when it leads us into uncharted territory. Remember, your inner compass is unique to you. It's shaped by your experiences, your values, your dreams. There's no right or wrong way to access it. Experiment with different practices, find what works for you. Trust the process, and trust yourself. The journey towards authenticity is a journey of self-trust. It's about honoring your own truth, even when it differs from the expectations of others. It's about living a life that feels aligned with your core values, a life that feels meaningful and purposeful. We are all imperfect. We stumble, we fall, we make mistakes. This is part of the human experience, part of what makes us unique and beautiful. Yet, we often strive for perfection, for flawlessness, for an idealized version of ourselves. This pursuit of perfection can be paralyzing. It can keep us stuck in fear, afraid to take risks, afraid to be seen as we truly are. It can prevent us from living fully, from embracing the messiness and imperfections of life. The journey towards authenticity requires us to embrace our imperfections. It means accepting ourselves, flaws and all. It means letting go of the need to be perfect and embracing the beauty of our imperfections. It's in our imperfections that we find our true strength, our resilience, our capacity for growth. Imperfection is not a weakness, it's a sign of courage. It means we're willing to be vulnerable, to be seen as we are, without pretense or masks. It means we're willing to learn and grow, to embrace the journey of becoming more authentically ourselves. Section 5. The power of vulnerability. Vulnerability is often seen as weakness. We're taught to hide our vulnerabilities, to put on a brave face, to pretend we have it all figured out. But vulnerability is not weakness, it's courage. It's the willingness to be seen, to be real, to let others in. Vulnerability is the birthplace of connection, of intimacy, of authentic relationships. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we create space for others to do the same. We build trust, we foster empathy, we create a sense of shared humanity. Vulnerability is also the key to unlocking our creativity, our innovation, our capacity for growth. When we're willing to be vulnerable, we're willing to take risks, to experiment, to learn from our mistakes. We open ourselves to new possibilities, to new ways of being and doing. The journey towards authenticity requires us to embrace vulnerability. It means letting go of the need to appear perfect and allowing ourselves to be seen as we are, imperfections and all. It means having the courage to share our stories, our struggles, our triumphs, and our fears. Section 6. Cultivating courage and compassion. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's feeling the fear and doing it anyway. It's the willingness to step outside our comfort zones, to embrace the unknown, to take risks, even when we're afraid. Courage is essential for living a life of purpose and meaning. Compassion is the key to unlocking our courage. When we're kind and compassionate towards ourselves, we create space for courage to emerge. We give ourselves permission to be imperfect, to make mistakes, to learn and grow. Compassion also extends outwards. When we're compassionate towards others, we create a more supportive and loving world. We foster empathy. We build bridges of understanding. We create a sense of shared humanity. The journey towards authenticity requires both courage and compassion. It requires us to be courageous in our pursuit of self-discovery, to be compassionate towards ourselves and others along the way. It's in the balance of courage and compassion that we find our true strength and our capacity for growth. Section 7. Living a purpose-driven life. Living a purpose-driven life is about aligning our actions with our values, our beliefs, our deepest desires. It's about using our gifts, our talents, our passions to make a positive impact in the world. It's about living a life that feels meaningful and fulfilling. Finding our purpose is a journey, not a destination. It's an ongoing process of self-discovery, of exploration and experimentation. It's about paying attention to what brings us joy, what ignites our passion, what makes us feel alive. Once we've identified our purpose, we can begin to align our actions with it. This might mean making changes in our careers, our relationships, our lifestyles. It might mean taking risks, stepping outside our comfort zones, pursuing our dreams with courage and determination. Remember, living a purpose-driven life is not about achieving some grand external goal. It's about the journey itself, about the daily choices we make, about the impact we have on others, about the legacy we leave behind. Section 8. The journey unfolds. The journey towards authenticity is a lifelong adventure. It's a process of continuous self-discovery, of learning and growing, of embracing the fullness of who we are. It's a journey that unfolds organically, revealing new layers of ourselves along the way. There will be challenges, moments of doubt, times when we question our path. But it's in these moments that we find our greatest strength, our resilience, our determination to keep moving forward. The journey towards authenticity is not about perfection. It's about embracing our imperfections, our vulnerabilities, our humanity. It's about learning to trust our inner compass, to cultivate courage and compassion, to live a life that feels aligned with our values and our purpose. Remember, you are not alone on this journey. There are others who have walked this path before you, who are walking beside you now. Reach out for support, connect with others, share your story. In the sharing, we find strength, we find connection, we find the courage to keep moving forward, one step at a time.